Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about one of my personal favorite scary movies, Scream. It's directed by Wes Craven, written by Kevin Williamson, starring Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Drew Barrymore, and it was released in 1996. Scream is about a group of high school students that find themselves caught in the middle of a series of murders in their hometown. And as these murders continue, it becomes apparent that the killer is following the rules of the horror genre. Scream, in my opinion, is one of the best horror movies only because back in the day when it first came out, it was the first movie of its kind. It was extremely self-referential. It speaks of horror movies that we've already seen. We've seen Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, etc. And our cast has seen those movies. They take the rules in those movies and they use them as if they're in their own horror movie because of all the murders that are going on. And one of the great things about this movie is that it doesn't take itself too seriously, because nowadays you get movies that are taking themselves way too seriously and it becomes laughable. So in this movie, our characters are very self-aware and they know what they're doing. They know that if they step off to go somewhere by themselves, you're gonna die. They know that if you go outside to check a noise that you heard outside, you're more than likely going to die. So yes, this movie is a slasher film, but it also brought a big whodunit to the genre. Because back in the day, you know, you didn't have a movie where you were continuously trying to figure out who did something and why. It was more why. Like, why is that creature, where'd that creature come from? Why is he coming up in, you know, whatever, like Creature from Black Lagoon. There are a lot of whys, but never actually like trying to figure it out. So everything about this movie is fantastic. The music, the characters, the reason why I think this movie is such a classic is that you're able to relate to the characters. They're almost stereotypes, but then again, they're not. And finally, it defined a genre. Back in the 80s, it was just a fine line of slasher movies, such as Prom Night, Terror Train, Sleepaway Camp, like all those movies were just slasher movies. So by the time the 80s was ending, so was the horror movie genre. It was fading, the audiences weren't really enjoying it because there weren't any original ideas. So then Scream came and it gave the genre a breath of fresh air and revived it. So my score for Scream is 5 out of 5. I think it's a brilliant movie, great directing, great soundtrack, great writing, everything that you want in a self-aware horror movie. So that is my review of Scream. I will be posting more reviews whenever I get a chance, which will hopefully be soon, so stay tuned and I will talk to you guys later.